Hey Bjarni,
Hello!
how you doing?
Good.
Nice to finally meet Mr. Magic himself. Where'd that name
Alright.
come from, by the way? Because I was doing
Uh,
some digging around and I saw Bjarni Mr. Magic Baldvinsson. Is that how you say your last name?
yeah, Baldvinsson.
Yeah, where'd that?
So, oh yeah, I've been a professional entertainer for 25 years now, or something like that. I do comedy. I started out as a magician, and I mainly do comedy and music now.
Oh, a magician? What made you switch out of that?
Oh, you see, when you do magic, you entertain some of the people. Some of the people get really aggravated because they don't understand what's going on, and it's supernatural, and it just makes people mad. And as an entertainer, I don't want to make my audience mad, so I decided to pull out a bit from like serious magic and started doing comedy magic. And comedy magic then led me to just doing comedy because that was working really well for me.
Dang, one heck of a transition. That's I assume it's even more so in like Iceland, with the whole magic thing.
Well,
People.
like no, but like magic, becoming a magician, like 25 years ago, wasn't you didn't have YouTube to learn all the tricks. You had to rely on books and video cassettes, and those were scarce here. So you'd have to order them online from like some stores, and it was kind of weird, to see to start all of that. And I was very lucky, and I got involved with a local magician that had been like a celebrity here in Iceland, and he didn't teach me very much, but he watched the stuff that I did and gave me pointers, and I think that's probably one of the biggest things that kept me going in magic. So learning the tricks and seeing videotapes, you make up your own ways to do the magic tricks, and then later on in life I met some of my heroes in magic, and I showed them their tricks, and they were like, well, you're doing it totally different. You've invented your own tricks basically.
That's really cool. You still dabble in it?
Yeah, well, card tricks, my main specialty, and I love doing that.
That's awesome. Yeah, the only reason I asked if it's in like Iceland more so is because when you said people get like aggravated on it, I have this one Icelandic friend, and he said like people in Iceland took a survey, and apparently 54% of people still believe it or believe that there are elves around in Iceland. Don't know if that's
Well, we say that all the time. We gotta hold on to that one thing that makes us us.
Yeah, that's great though. All that traditional things.
Everybody working on helping Björk cover up her why she's weird.
Björk?
Björk, the singer.
Uh,
Oh wow, you haven't heard about Björk? Okay.
yeah,
Björk
no, I'm
is
very uncultured.
so Björk is basically the probably the most famous musician from Iceland, singer from Iceland, and she. Let me think which songs you might have heard of.
I know the only Icelandic song I know is the Christmas one. I'm gonna butcher the name so hard, but I know it's Jeg klakkas for til.
Yeah, Hlakkast til. Yeah.
Is that her?
No. This one's a bit older. Like there's a song called "Human Behavior." It's oh so quiet.
Oh, I'll have to check those out.
Yeah, probably not. You can't probably play those on your stream because of copyright thingies.
I'll test how far I can go with the song.
Yeah, she was huge back in the days, and when she comes to Iceland, everybody's just like, yeah, it's Björk. Everybody knows her, and when she's world famous and known in London, New York, and
That's awesome. I'll definitely have to check her out sometime. Anyway, to the topic of what we're talking about today, we're really happy to have you on the show. You are the voice actor for Jormungandr on For Honor.
yeah, apparently I did.
Apparently you did.
I've seen some love and I've seen some hate, and yeah, it was a strange project to get involved in. I was I came in for a voice test, and I saw the other people that were coming in for voice tests, and I said like, no, I'm never gonna get this. I'm never gonna get this.
That's the thing,
And
though.
yeah.
Sorry, you continue.
Yeah, well, yeah, then I got the part and I was like, what?
Yeah, no, that's the thing too. I saw, I did some digging around on your YouTube channel because I like to know people a little bit before I talk to them. You're a singer and a pretty darn good one at that, and to hear that and your Jormungandr voice is like night and day. Like I feel like I'm talking to a different person.
Well, thank you. Yeah, when we did the Jormungandr, I did the traditional trying to do like a Viking, that the grunting deep down, I'm gonna kill you, kind of voice, and they were like, well, this guy's crazy, and I was like, yeah, this is crazy. No, we need more crazy. And I'm like, okay, how can you be more crazy? And can you do a higher pitch voice? And I'm like, okay. So I started doing the metal screams, and they were like, all right, that's what we want. And then I came in for the recordings, and I started doing everything really, like they were talking about. You do the small things like walking, and walking faster. You do all those small sounds, and you record those again and again, and then gradually go into more crazy. And they were like, yeah, we need that crazy from the auditions. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. And and then I started screaming, and they were like, yes, that's what we want. That's the crazy guy.
Finally,
and they were like,
yeah,
they were like, yeah, you have to realize this guy is so crazy. He put his hands in acid to burn off his skin, so it wouldn't, so it would be tougher, so he could fight, and swords would just bounce off his skin. This guy has burnt off and tattooed his whole body, and just a crazy fighter, and he just eats a bunch of berserker shrooms, and he just goes out and kills everybody. So and I was like, okay, I got the mindset, I'll do that.
And that just resulted in the high pitched screaming we have.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people today. They refer Jorm, and of course this is a testament to how great your voice acting is. They refer to Jorm as the crackhead hero.
Yeah, I know some people made fun of it, that the female one was actually lower voiced than the male one.
Oh yeah, do you know the female voice actress?
I can't recall her just by name. I'll probably recognize her if I saw her. Yeah, I recognize quite a few of the other voice actors that did, like Ólafur Darri. Me and him were in a movie together.
Oh, that's cool. Which movie?
It's called Harry and Heimir, which is like what is that? Like film noir detective, weird comedy movie. And
I assume it's an Icelandic film.
It's an Icelandic film. We did that. We each had a fairly small parts in it, but we were in the same movie together, so I was quite proud of that.
Yeah, I've had Olafur's a really cool guy. I had him on the show before. It was my first interview though, so I was super nervous and got a lot of criticism for it, but
he is such a awesome guy. He's the stuff that he's been doing here, like for TV series and stuff like that, and his acting is just phenomenal. He's such a great actor.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Then we had there were other voice actors that did some voices for on our game. Stefan Karl, for example, he passed away recently from cancer. I think it's about a couple of years or so since he passed away. He did he was the part of
Berserker, I think.
Yeah, Berserker, and he was on the Nickelodeon's Lazy Town.
Oh yeah, Robbie Rotten,
and there's a meme. Yeah, and there's a meme with him that was like way so big that his YouTube channel managed to get 1 million subscribers after he passed away, so that his family would get the golden play button.
Yeah, it was very tragic that he died, but it was very heartwarming to see all the support that his family received afterwards.
Yeah, he was just such a great comedian and actor, and it was sad to see him go. I mean, cancer is a bitch.
Yeah. And while that is a very sad topic, we should shift it a little bit since we're here to talk about you. And I actually have some questions that the community asked over the course of the last week for you.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Oh yeah, no. On the past interviews, in the comments, I should have picked through. I did this one time before, but everybody's like, interview Jormungandr's voice actor, interview Jormungandr's voice actor, and I'm like, I will if I can find him because I don't know if you know about this, but for some reason, after year one or like after year two of For Honor, they don't put the actors in the credits anymore. I couldn't
I
find
noticed.
Yeah, and it was only until like someone came to me on my Discord and it's like, hey, check it out. They someone updated For Honor's IMDb and now voice actor of Jormungandr's on there. I'm like, oh sweet,
Yeah, I did that.
you did that?
Yeah, I just did that a couple of days before you contacted me. So I was like, whoa, that worked fast.
Yeah, trying to get some more exposure. I see.
Yeah, well, I hadn't checked my IMDb, and I just wanted to put everything that I've done in there. So I put it all up there, and it's not a big list, but I'm pretty proud of it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I see it's pretty effective. You got, people are immediately recognizing you because that was like a day after.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, now they're gonna want to talk to me about the crazy voice and why did it like that, and they're gonna be like, why did he do that? Why did he do that?
Yeah, no, of course there. I know you said like there was a mixed love and hate for Jorm. I can 99% assure you that the hate comes from the part that you have no control over. It's the like the technical part of him, how he plays in the game.
Yeah.
But we have some questions here from some people, and
Awesome.
one of the questions was, what kind of mindset did you have to go into to be Jormungandr? Like, did you take inspiration from anything? I know you said Ubisoft said that you had to be like, absolutely crazy. But have you used anything as inspiration, or have you just kind of like gone full scream mode?
Yeah, I kind of went full screen mode, but if you remember, like, if you've seen the Viking series.
I've watched like till season 2.
Yeah, there's a character called Floki.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, the little high pitched voice and his little laugh, and that kind of pushed me in the mindset of a crazy Viking, and then I just dialed it up to 11.
So
I
Floki on
imagined he was like a
steroids.
6. Yeah, he was like a 6, and I was just like, all right, I'm gonna go to 11.
That's awesome. And I'm glad they stuck
Spinal
with it.
Tap. Spinal Tap style 11.
Oh yeah. What was your first impression of Jormungandr when he was shown to you? Like visually, I mean, like, did they show you him visually, like concept art or anything?
They showed me the final moves, and I was like, this guy is brutal.
Did you see the crotch slam with the hammer?
Yeah, and the one that sticks in his eye, where the hammer sticks in
Oh yeah.
person's eye, and he pulls the hammer out of his skull. That's just like, wow. I mean, I played Tekken 2 back in the days, and I was like, whoa, these guys are brutal. But that's just like, oh, that's Disney compared to this.
Yeah. Do you still play video games like around that kind of thing nowadays?
I played Counter-Strike for a really long time, and then World of Warcraft came out,
Oh boy.
and I started playing that.
Gotta watch out
And,
for those MMOs.
Yeah, I played that all the way up till Mists of Pandaria. I took a break through that because I thought pandas were stupid.
All right.
And then I started playing again, and just recently quit again because of the whole Activision Blizzard fiasco.
Oh yeah, that's a whole shit show over there.
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching a bunch of streamers and content from on Twitch, for example, and I find it disturbing how sexist people can be in their talk. You watch a girl play a computer game, and people are not watching her because she's really good at it. No, it's because she might, because she puts up with some of the abuse that chat is giving them, and I find this just so stupid. Why?
Yeah, it's
Is-
crazy how that happens. I'll never understand it.
No, I don't know. I got a little bit sad, and I think it's time that like Twitch and computer games in general, just there should be an outlet where if somebody's raging or being just toxic, they should just get a timeout. Everybody votes on it. They get a timeout. They get go take a shower for a couple of days.
Yeah, I
Come
know
back
some
big.
games crack down on it a little harder than others. I know one Ubisoft game, Rainbow Six Siege, they have a pretty good thing with toxicity. They can ban players for toxic behavior.
Yeah.
Apparently, For Honor doesn't have that nearly as much.
Nope.
And you see in some games it's more prominent than others. I don't know if you've ever played. Have you ever played Star Wars Battlefront 2?
I didn't play Star Wars Battlefront 2, but I do play Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Oh wow. So I take it you're an MMO guy all around then, right?
Yeah, kind of. I got involved in that, and I've been trying to go back to like first-person shooters and stuff like that, like Valorant and the what's it called, the
League of Legends.
Yeah, I tried League of Legends. Oh my god, that was such a fun game until you have to play with others.
Yeah, there's a whole stigma
It's
on the internet surrounding League of Legends now too.
just so it's so toxic, and the only way to play it is basically as soon as somebody says something, you click their name and mute, and then you can just play it relaxed and have fun. I mean, my favorite games back in the days were like Full Throttle.
Full Throttle. Gosh, that sounds so familiar, but I don't know it.
No, it's an old LucasArts point and click like adventure game. Mark Hamill did a bunch of voices for it.
Really?
Such an awesome game. Grim Fandango.
Grim Fandango. I haven't heard of that one.
You play the Grim Reaper, and you have to help somebody that accidentally died. It's a stupid game, but it's really fun. But I back in the days, I used to love those like role playing type games. There was a game that was made after a story by Douglas Adams, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. He did a computer game called Starship Titanic. Absolutely phenomenal. I mean, these are early PC games.
Yeah, I was thinking like I don't know if I'm just like really uncultured with this thing, but you seem to know a lot about this stuff.
I mean, my first computer was a Acorn Electron, which is a BBC computer, and it was basically the same as a Commander 64.
I'm sure someone will know it. I'm sure someone in the comments will know what that is, but I assume it's
Yeah.
just a really old computer.
Yeah, and then the computers that came out after that was the Amiga. Do you remember the Amiga?
No,
probably-
I was born in 2000.
Yeah. So you missed that. So the Archimedes was the next one. These were the first computers that came out with a mouse and actually a sort of a Windows environment. You load all your games with floppy disks. I mean, the first computers I played computer games on, you had to program. You had to sit for hours and type down the code for the game and then save it to a cassette tape.
It's crazy.
And
I can't imagine that nowadays.
I mean, it took half an hour to load a game, and that was just fine. And when you're done loading it, you play it for 10, 15 minutes, and then you get bored and you load the next game, another half an hour. That's just the way it was.
Yeah, a lot of things change now.
Yeah, and back then we had the what's called the outside to play.
Oh yeah, touching grass. Can't beat outside though.
No. Outside best.
Yeah. I hear, speaking of outside, is it still a 24-hour day in Iceland?
No, it's starting to get shorter now. But we still have. I can look out my window and I'll see the volcanic eruption, right?
That's still going
my
on?
window. Yeah.
What's the update on that? Is everyone pretty safe?
Yeah, everybody's safe, but it's just that they're wondering if it's gonna cover up a road now, and in worst case, if it keeps on going for a few years, it's gonna cover up a town nearby. But,
Oh boy.
Yeah, but by the way it seems to be right now, it's like it'll bubble for about 2 hours, then it'll take a 2-hour break, then it'll bubble again for 2 hours, and so it's we have no idea how long it's gonna last.
Yeah, I assume everyone's used to it by now. When you first saw it, was it just an insane thing to look at, or is it just another thing in Iceland?
No, well, it's kind of insane to look at. I mean, but a lot of people everybody had to go there. So, people drove for a while and then they walk for 5 hours to get there, and then they just stand next to it and take social media full of pictures of people standing on top of the lava and stuff like that, and then they come back, and it was crazy. And then when everybody had been there, it was just like, yeah, got the t-shirt, been there, don't need to do that again.
Yeah, I got the
so and now we just have it outside our window, and we can just watch it when it bubbles up.
That's awesome. I'd love to see that view, but that's I don't know about going to Iceland right now.
No, Iceland is we were really safe COVID-wise for a while there, and then we started letting tourists into Iceland again, and now we're at a really alarming rate of infections happening again.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, the Delta.
Yeah, the Delta variant. With all that, actually, speaking of COVID and stuff, did you have when you recorded the lines for Ubisoft? Did they fly you out to Montreal, or do you have an in-home recording studio or somewhere nearby?
I went to the same place as Olav Dari, where he did the voiceovers.
Oh, okay.
So there's a guy. He has a really, really nice studio here in Iceland, and he does mixing for surround sound for movies and stuff like that. So and they always contact him apparently. So when I was recording, I was in a studio. There was a monitor in front of me where I could see the director in Canada.
Okay.
And a couple of other people with him. So there were 3 people on the monitor, and I could hear them in my ears. And then I would do something, and they would say, "Okay, this is good. This is good." Blah, blah. So they'd direct me through the whole process.
The council.
Yeah, the council of 3.
Yeah.
I will send you. I'll send you. I have a short video. I'll send you on Facebook. I recorded a short clip of me in the studio recording it, wearing a Flintstones T-shirt.
I'll have to check that out. I'll actually, I can stick that probably in the video at some point. If that's okay with you.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, good. Yeah.
I have another question here from someone.
Yep.
He said, were the voice cracks for Jormungandr intentionally on script, or were you just, or was that just part of the wild delivery?
I think it was just part of the wild delivery. I mean, I let the guy go. I let him do his thing, and that's the direction he wanted to go, and the director was happy. So I just I kept on doing that, and just the crazier the better. I mean, when you go somewhere, if somebody cuts you off in traffic, you don't scream at them in a perfect pitch. You crack your voice. You use more of your voice than you normally use. So I think it's perfectly normal to crack your voice when you're going crazy.
Yeah. Did you ever do anything with yelling and stuff? Like, people always ask. I know some people they sometimes like hold something or like beat their chest or something when they're yelling or doing voice lines. Did you ever do any of that?
I moved my hands and I took a pose. That's as much as I did. I didn't have anything in my hands. No. I didn't hold anything. The room that I was in was fairly small, and I would probably broken some walls if I would have been jumping around too much.
It's all the method acting.
Yeah. I but I did I think you'll see it on if I send you the video. I did some like head movements and to imitate exactly like if you're doing all these moves, I put them in my mindset when I was doing it. So they showed me the move, and I'd do them, do the motion half of it, and then make the voice do the rest.
That's a really good. That's actually a pretty good method for that kind of thing. Or it sounds like it. Obviously, it paid off because Jormungandr in the game. It actually sounds like that, like the actor himself is doing, or the actor yourself is actually like doing the moves with all the yelling and like how much it's moving.
Yeah, I mean, I've done quite a bit of like voiceovers for cartoons and stuff like that. So I've done all
cartoons?
kinds of. Yeah. Like not in English, but like when they dub them in Icelandic here. I did quite a few cartoons, and doing that versus this is like you have a line and you have a script for doing things, and then the script for the rest is just like arg, grr, ah, and you know grunt heavily, grunt more, and then you have to just imagine how far you needed to go, and you needed to do like I needed to do like 5 to 10 screams for each voice that was used, and they told me that they would be using 5 of each of them, and it went through really fast because they seemed to be happy with almost every take that we did. We did not have to repeat many things at all. We had planned to do like 8 hours of shooting, and I think we wound up doing only about 3.5.
Damn, good on you.
So it all came out basically the way they wanted it immediately. So that was good.
How'd you manage a voice like that without like that's actually another question. How'd you do that without sort of like hurting your voice? Did your voice hurt after doing all this?
Not so much, but a bit. I was a bit tired. I needed a couple of hours to just recuperate a little bit. But as a singer, I've done some vocal training and studied a technique called complete vocal technique, and which is helping me to control screams like this without hurting. And I think that came out okay. So
is there
you need to warm up a bit, and then you need to do a special technique. It's all in the vowels and how you use them, and then the effects you put on top of it.
Yeah, so it's just this kind of like conditioning that you do?
Yeah.
And it seems to prove effective. Someone said, what's your favorite drink after recording sessions to ease your throat with?
Hey, club soda, I think,
Club soda?
Yeah, just water. Water is good. The Icelandic water is the best in the world, so we love it here. We can just go to the tap and drink very, very pure water.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's probably the best thing you give your voice, because like if you want to give your voice coffee or something like that, that's not really good for your throat afterwards. You need something to de-escalate the swelling in your throat, and that's basically a cold beverage. And water is just it doesn't stick to anything, so
Yeah, I hear you. Funny you mentioned that, actually, water in Iceland. I was actually at a shop the other day, and they were advertising Iceland water in bottles, and they were selling them for like $4, and I'm like, are you crazy?
Yep.
Like, and I assume you down there, you could just like drink it right from the tap, right?
Yep. The Big Bang Theory? One of the actors on the Big Bang Theory was always drinking Icelandic water.
Like on set, or like that's just the actor themselves?
On set. There was a bottle looking like a broken piece of glacier. It was throughout the series, and they actually, it was a product placement, so they paid for it.
What do you think about that? Just like the water that you get for free, other people are just kind of paying this good money for.
Yeah, I mean, the world isn't fair. We have people around the world that don't have access to any water, and I mean, we're just we're really lucky to have been born here in Iceland. And I mean, yeah, we have a social system, we have education, medicals and everything, and it's a good place to grow up.
Oh, most definitely. I've always wanted to go there, and now I'm just got to add one more thing off the list that I got to do there. I got to drink water from the sink.
Yeah, just don't drink the hot water. The hot water smells like rotten eggs.
Oh gosh. Have you been over to the States before?
I lived in the States for a while. I lived in North Carolina.
Oh, sweet. That's actually where I'm heading up, and I'm heading up there in actually a week.
Yeah, I lived in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Oh wow.
It was a horrible place. Horrible place. Yeah,
Is it just the people or just the atmosphere?
It was so hot and humid. It was just like, I mean, it isn't the hottest and most humid place in the world, of course. I mean, I did go to Atlanta, Georgia, in June, And we parked our car, went to the E3 conference, and then when we came out again, the car had melted. It was gone.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. I know you're used to the. What's the temperature get down to there in like the winter time?
I mean, it's warmer in Iceland in the wintertime than in New York and Chicago and Boston.
Oh right, yeah, yeah. No, what's the? Yeah, no.
So,
I just assume it's like generally colder up there.
yeah, it's perfectly reasonable to assume that because we're in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, but we have the Gulf Stream. So we're getting the remnants of like all the hot weather coming from the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh,
So
I
that
see.
travels up here. So in the winter we get it around freezing, plus 5 degrees Celsius. That's mainly what we have. And then in the summertime we're like plus 15. So it doesn't fluctuate a lot. Summers aren't incredibly hot and winters aren't incredibly cold. So we had a week now. Last week we had a few days that gave us about 25 degrees Celsius, which is average day in a cold winter day in Florida.
Oh, okay.
I studied 3D animation in North Carolina.
3D animation. Are you thinking of pursuing any careers involving that?
I was thinking about going into computer games and doing all of that, but
You said you were going to E3 as well. That's
yeah, well, that's a cool conference.
Oh yeah. Are you were you in it for like the games and stuff they were releasing?
Yeah, we were just checking out, and I mean, I took my CV there to try to get a job at some of the studios, and I didn't find anything.
I'm sure any studio would be lucky to have you though.
Well, I'm back at doing a little bit of 3D modeling now, but I haven't done it for a long time. I came back to Iceland, started working in 3D, in advertisement and movies and stuff like that, doing graphics for the theaters here in Iceland and commercials. And after that, people were starting to do all of this at home. Kids were doing this for free, so it was no contest, and I had to support myself. So I started looking for another job, and I started working in editing company. So I was editing like advertisements and stuff like that. And then I studied technical engineering and was looking out for thinking about getting a job in the technical industry. But entertainment came on top, and I was making money by doing comedy and music. So
That's
I
awesome.
decided to just stick to that.
You think it's a good gig?
I mean, during all other times than COVID times, being an entertainer is awesome. But COVID times are really, really horrible for an entertainer. And
Yeah, seems like it's putting a drag on things.
Yeah, like
At least around here.
Yeah, in 2017, I opened up the first comedy club in Iceland, and was
The
working
first
on
comedy
that.
club?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
never been a comedy club. There have been like comedy groups doing comedy in bars, but I opened up a specific club to just do comedy, and my idea was to give other comedians the opportunity to practice doing comedy in English, and I had an all English speaking comedy club, and I got comedians from all over the world performing at the club. Bill Burr performed there 3 times.
Bill Burr.
Yeah, he's such an awesome comedian. Rod Gilbert from England, he performed there. John Bishop from England. There was a comedian that came here to Iceland to record his special in my comedy club because it was such a small, room, and he really loved it. So he came back to Iceland to record his special here, and it's still going on today. Even though I've backed out the whole thing, I went back to doing what I was doing and let the other guys that I started it with just keep on doing what they were doing.
That's awesome. You did something that made like a lasting impact on just like the entirety of Iceland.
I hope to do something. I'm afraid though that the comedy might have led us in a weird direction. We did go. Me and 2 other comedians, we decided to go to China for a tour.
Oh.
We did 4-city tour in China, and we went to Shanghai, we went to Ningbo, and we went to Wuhan, and we went to Beijing. We were in Wuhan in November 2019, 4 days before all of this started.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I believe it was one of the other comedians who had sex with a bat that started this whole thing. So it's probably, our comedy's fault that we are in the predicament that we're in right now.
Yeah, it was actually 4 dudes from Iceland this time.
Yeah. Man. Gang bang the bat. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
If somebody's getting angry now, that was a joke.
So. Yeah, no, I'm sure people here are chill.
Yeah. Some people are not so chill. I've noticed on the internet. Yeah. One of them, the people are not chill.
Yeah, no, that's when you just gotta delete the comment, block, and then move on like nothing happened.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Anyway, we went real far. Off topic of For Honor.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
No. It's okay. This is great. I love when it goes on for like one thing to another. It's great. It makes for great conversation. Someone here asked, what was your favorite voice line for Jormungandr that you did, if you remember?
Ooh. I think, Ragnarök was, of course, an epic line.
Oh yeah, that was a fan favorite too.
Ragnarök. It's just, end of the world. That's just, I'm gonna beat you at the end of the world. That's the worst you can be beaten by the end of the world.
Yeah. Were you at all with For Honor, or with your character coming out, I think 2 or 3 years after For Honor's release, were you at all familiar with For Honor before you got offered the role?
No. I think I probably scrolled past it and thought about it on one of my gaming consoles, and I was thinking about trying it out, and then they offered me this part, and I started looking at it, and I asked them if I could get a key for it. And they were like, yeah, sure, we'll give you a key, and I still haven't received one, so I was like, okay.
Maybe we could we'll start a thing where we a Kickstarter, give Bjarni a copy of For Honor.
Yeah, I don't know. I love, I did go onto Twitch quite a bit and watch some players play it, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. I don't think this is the kind of game that I would like. I would rage quit so many times because other players were so much better than me.
Yeah, especially nowadays, the player base is kind of like it's stagnated more so the only people you see are either completely new players who will be in the same situation as you, or players that have literally played since release. You're not going to see any in between at the moment.
Yeah, I think the problem there lies within, like, for example, what they do in Fortnite and Valorant is that you get paired against people of the same level. So if you're a beginner, you start playing, the room you get put into is with people of the same caliber, and then as soon as you progress and get better, you get moved to better and better. And I think this is something that For Honor needs to do if they want to renew their customer base, because basically, if you don't, you're only gonna see fallout from the players, because every now and then some player has a kid and their wife goes, no, you're not allowed to play anymore, and slowly but surely you're gonna wind up with 5 players.
Yeah, For Honor does try to do that, and it does it kind of good for the new players, but as soon as you get like above a certain level, it'll just kind of like especially in Iceland, it really depends on the time of day you play For Honor. You're gonna get pitted against just like people who have like thousands of hours in the game, and it's crazy.
But I love watching it, and I did go. I waited when I voiced the character, and I sat and waited for it to come out just so I could go on Twitch and see what it sounded like, because I didn't know what it sounded like until it came out. So I was sitting there watching it, and then everybody was like, wow, this is a crazy character, the voice is crazy, and I was like on the Twitch chat going, yeah, that's me, thank you. And they're like,
So
"Oh,
there was some Twitch streamer stream where the voice actor for Jormungandr was just up in there and people
yeah,
didn't even realize.
yeah, watching it, and it was just like, and I was just watching how brutal this guy was, and it was like, holy cow! I now want to meet this guy in a dark alley, or even a lit up alley, not an alley, just any, at all.
Yeah, no, it's the hammer hobo will get you. Do you usually play on a console or PC with games in general?
PC. I play a lot of racing games on console, like Gran Turismo and stuff like that.
That's awesome. Well, hey, if you ever want to play some PC games, or if you ever want to at least try to get into the For Honor community, you can feel free to hop on with me, and I know some other For Honor YouTubers that would love to meet and play with you.
Oh, that would be great. I'll need to just go and get the game now and learn this and get you guys to show me the ropes.
Yeah, teaching Jormungandr to play how to play For Honor. That's awesome. That'd be awesome if you ever want to do it. I'm real talking here if you ever want to.
Yeah. Let's stream it and do something with it.
Oh, definitely.
Crazy. I'd love to do that.
Sweet.
I mean, I used to be I was really good at Counter-Strike.
Did you play like competitively?
Oh no. I play against cheaters and beat them because.
Oh God!
Who needs to hack when you're so skilled? I just say this because it seems a lot better.
Yeah, so you were a Counter-Strike player, not just like a Counter-Strike player, but like a Counter-Strike player.
Yeah. I just I love that game. It was so much fun. And I play all the mods, like the World of Warcraft mod for it, and the Warcraft mod for it, and there were other mods that they had for it. And it was just so much fun to play, and But what I was missing basically was having a group to play with, and I didn't really know where to find a group to play with. So, and then World of Warcraft came out, and I was playing Magic: The Gathering as well. So, that took up quite a bit of my time.
Yeah, Magic's. My roommate played Magic a lot. I hear it's a pretty good. I heard good things about it.
Yeah, I just recently I sold all of my collection, and it was. Yeah, man. I had massed up quite a bit of cards.
Oh, good on you, but I'm sure it was difficult to say goodbye to them. I know some people that have done similar things, and yeah. it's a tough goodbye.
Yeah, it is, because like card games, and if you watch Arena and Magic: The Gathering, MTGO now online, you'll see that it doesn't have the same player base as was winning all the Pro Tours and everything like that, with cards. And that just tells me one thing: people were cheating when they were playing the cards.
Oh.
They can't cheat in the computer. So a lot of players are gone, and that's one of the aspects that I really hated about Magic, was playing against people that were cheating. And I played Pro Tour LA 2002. Flew out to the States to play Pro Tour once.
Dang.
That was really, really awesome. And but
so what you're telling me here is, all around you're a pro gamer.
I wanted to be, but being in Iceland, it makes it really hard, because like it's very hard to get to other places. But even though Riot was here, what was it, 2-3 weeks ago? They did a whole tournament here in Reykjavik.
Huh. I mean, that makes it even, even for you, that makes it even more exotic. Like the guy from Iceland, the Viking.
Mm.
The Magic Viking.
I would love to do more competitive, playing computer games, but my reflexes aren't the same as they used to be. So.
Yeah. I'm sure with proper, if you ever felt like it, you could always get back into it.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot of new awesome games releasing this year. You heard of Halo?
No, I haven't paid much attention to that.
All right, nothing more to say on that then.
Okay.
I was actually, yeah, no, if someone doesn't hear a Halo, it's just next question. But
yeah.
You ever played? I feel like I'm compelled to ask this because of Magic: The Gathering. Are you a Dungeons and Dragons player?
I did play a bit of Dungeons and Dragons in my youth, but I moved on to the card games from that, and Warhammer.
40K?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
And then when Star Wars X-Wing came out,
Was that the older Starfighter game?
That's the Starfighter games where you fly around on a table with miniatures.
Oh, okay.
It's still going on. I think they just updated the whole thing for a new what was it? A new expansion or something like that. So they updated the whole system, and they're still playing it. But when I started playing it, I got a friend of mine involved in it, and we made a YouTube channel, the Outer Rim Smugglers.
Oh.
And
I'll have to plug that.
Yeah, but people started watching the shows, from all over the world. We don't do the shows anymore, but people were watching it from all over the world because we were introducing all the, new stuff happening in the game and what we thought about new expansions and stuff like that. And we were commentating on games that were happening, and it was really cool. And then, the other guy that did the show with me, he went to compete in the Worlds in X-Wing.
Oh, that's really cool.
And everybody knew who he was, like from the show. So all the players had watched our videos at one point or another. So we were like, wow, that's crazy.
That's always the best feeling, yeah. Getting recognized like that.
Yeah. Now I just, we both stopped playing X-Wing, and we're, I got him involved in disc golf.
Disc golf.
Oh, that's so much fun. Like disc golf.
Is that like
It's like you use frisbees. And
yeah. You gotta throw them in those little like cages.
Yeah.
That's really cool. We got some of those around here, but that's not really talked about here, at least.
No, it's a really good. I like it as a sport. I'm also involved in archery, and I'm a hockey goaltender.
No way.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's where the crazy comes in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I play hockey too. I'm a defenseman.
Yeah, I play with like a beer league team here in Iceland.
That's awesome. I've been trying to find another team because ever since COVID, things have gotten shut down, and teams are, especially the beer league teams and stuff, are slow to open back up.
Yeah, and we opened up here and we were like, we got to play again, and then they closed everything down, and we're like, oh. And I was finally warming up. It takes a couple of weeks to get warm and move your muscles and everything, and then you're almost getting there, and then no, we gotta close everything.
Man, that's the worst. But that's awesome. That's crazy. That's cool that you're a goalie.
Yeah, so I'm 45 years old, and I love
45. You look like you're in your like 20s.
Yeah, man. Iceland.
That's crazy.
Iceland.
What's your routine?
It's the water. It's the water, man.
I had to go find some Iceland water ASAP.
Yep. Yeah, $4, my friend.
Speaking of, I think that'll segue nicely into our next question with Iceland, and someone actually asked, "What's your favorite Iceland movie?" Because someone's been trying to catch up on those.
Ooh, favorite. I mean, I'm a comedy guy, so I have to say there's a movie in Iceland called Stella í Orlofi, which means Stella is the name of a woman, and she's on her vacation.
And I'm gonna need to get that spelled out for me.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. It's like it's such a nice movie. It's about this woman and her husband is about to cheat on her with a woman from Denmark, and he's booked a summer house for them to go and have an affair. But he has Denmark. An accident. Yeah, exactly. Denmark. We always hate Denmark, so it's the way it's just the way it goes. Yeah. No. By law we have to make fun of Denmark, so it's just the way it goes.
Right.
So what happens is, he gets into an accident and he can't go to the summer house. So his wife decides, because he's been explaining to her that he's taking a business partner to the summer house, and she insists on taking his business partner to the summer house instead of him.
Oh, and boy.
He doesn't explain to her that it's not a he, it's a she, and it's not a business partner. He's having an affair. So she goes to the airport and picks up a guy who's going to a rehab somewhere, and there's a misunderstanding that she takes the guy that is supposed to be going to rehab somewhere to the summer house, and it's just such a stupid movie, and it's really funny. It's like it's like a farce. Like everything that can go wrong just goes wrong, and it's just
series of unfortunate events.
Yeah, and it has some of the best Icelandic comedy actors, in it, and just it's a classic here in Iceland. So, in my opinion, I think that's probably one of my favorites as an Icelandic movie.
That's great. I might have to give that one a watch. Now I know there's this one thing in Iceland, an inside joke among Icelanders that one of my Icelandic friends has told me. Do you know? I'm always self-conscious about pronouncing Icelandic words because I don't know if you're one of those guys. You're probably not. You seem really nice about it. But my one Icelandic friend, he'll give me absolute shit for trying to pronounce Icelandic just because I can't get the pronunciation down. But he goes, do you know the reference Þungarnívur?
Þungarnívur, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, from that gosh, I forget what the movie was called, but I hear it's just an Icelandic wide inside joke.
Raven flies. Hrafninn is the name of the movie.
Oh yeah.
And this guy says he picks up a knife and he holds it and he looks at the other one and says, Þungarnívur. And the other one takes it away from him and says, it's supposed to be heavy. Hann á að vera þungur.
Yeah, I think they have a reference to that in For Honor. One of the For Honor characters says that, but it's with an axe.
Yeah. I saw that, yeah. I thought it was funny. But you had Ólafur tell you the longest Icelandic word, and I must say I was kind of disappointed because that's not the longest word.
Really?
No, by far. I have actually managed to make the word quite a bit longer.
You have piqued my interest, do tell.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
So the word you guys did was Vaðalaheiðarvegavinnu which is the key ring to the tool shed for the workers up in Vaðalaheiði. But my version of this word is Plastvaðalaheiðarvegavinnu verkamannaverkfæra geymsluskús leiklakipur hringihaldara festings límtúbu tapa sprengibróta ragnar samþjöpuna véla verkamanns vinnugala vasabósu reykkorna ofnæmis lifsið prentara prenttilki. And I'll explain to you what that is.
Please do tell.
That's the ink cartridge that was used to print out the prescription for allergy medicine needed after inhaling a dust speck that came from the pocket of the overall of the worker that mended the broken plastic cap of the glue tube that was used to glue up the keyring holder for the keyring for the door for the tool shed for the road workers of Vaðalaheiði.
What the hell?
Yeah, there you go.
And that's all just one word.
It's one composited word, yes.
Oh my god. That's
apparently
crazy.
I was like, yeah, I've made the longest word in the world, and I checked the Guinness Book of World Records, and apparently the longest word in the world is.
Please don't just say it.
No. It's 300,000 letters.
Oh my god.
It's the chemical composition of the human protein strand.
Jeez.
I think that's a word nobody has ever said.
I'm sure someone will one day.
Yeah.
You'd be a good candidate with how you just pronounced that one.
Yeah, I don't have any friends, and I just play computer games, and I have time. I do have friends. It was a joke.
Yeah, no, I gosh, with that, I'm certain. Oh, anyway, I got another question here from someone. It's pretty interesting. Do you have a favorite Norse god? What's your favorite Norse god?
Ooh, there's so many fun ones. I mean, Loki, of course, is a really, really fun one because he did weird stuff, like Loki. Did you know Disney has patented? They have a license for all the Norse god names.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
That's bullshit. And there's a supermarket in England that has patented the word Iceland.
How does it feel to be owned by England?
Yeah, but we beat them in the European Cup that the same year as this came up. So we were like, yeah, we're just a shit shop in England.
Well, as long as that, you got the final laugh on him.
Yeah, of course. But this is really, really mad. But Loki did fun stuff. He
fucked a horse.
No, he didn't fuck a horse. What happened is there was a builder. He was building a wall around Valhalla, and he was contracted to do it in a certain time. And Loki wanted to distract him and make his the process slower. So he changed himself into a mare and got the builder's horse away from him. And the horse, it backfired a little bit on Loki because the horse was horny and jumped Loki. And Loki was a female horse at the time, so he had an offspring, which is an 8-legged horse called Sleipnir.
Oh my god!
Yeah, these stories are so crazy. I tell you, get a book on Norse mythology and read the stories. They are so funny and crazy and you're like, wow, this is who came up with these crazy stories.
I'm just rethinking my life now because that was way different than what I heard. So, the horse fucked Loki.
Yeah, the horse fucks Loki, and Loki's a female horse at the time. So,
Oh my god. That's
And then there's a character called Heimdallur, and you might have heard about the Rainbow Bridge, Bifröst, or like the Disney called Bifrost.
The Bifrost.
The Bifrost. It's Bifröst. Is the way to say it. And he had 8 mothers.
8 mothers.
Yeah. How that happened, it's nowhere explained. Nobody knows how. But he had 8 mothers.
God, I don't want to think about that.
It's a weird orgy that made that offspring.
Yeah, no, Norse mythology, that seems like a rabbit hole that I'm gonna have to go down some sooner or later.
Yeah, I mean, but Loki was a fun one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Someone else wanted to know, what's your favorite color?
Favorite color?
Yeah.
Oh.
I know that we're asking the deep questions now.
Yeah, we're doing the really, really heavy stuff. Somebody's trying to psychoanalyze the crazy voice guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I go into my disc golf bag, it's yellow. But that's just because they're easy to spot in the grass.
I like how with all the other answers that are actual, like, analysis stuff, you got, like, a straight-up answer, like, immediately, and this one, you're...
Yeah, I mean, colors are just, fun, and I love all of them. So I'll say white, because it contains all of them.
All right. Yeah, okay, good. A nice answer that'll satisfy everyone, or no one.
Or black if it's printed. So,
okay, yeah. Another question here. This one, I don't know why I added this one because it's very specific. But how skilled are you with the tenderization and flattening of meats for the making of chicken Kiev?
Ooh. I think the chickens in Iceland are so tender that you don't need to flatten them, specifically. So you just cut them, and I'm pretty good in the kitchen. Yeah, I'm pretty good in the kitchen. I can make stuff. But
that's cool. You got any certain Icelandic dishes that you'd recommend to a non-Icelander?
Well, we pride ourselves of the Icelandic hot dog. So if you ever come to Iceland, you have to have a hot dog. Why? I don't know.
All right.
It's in the law.
You'd think it'd be Germany, but...
Yeah, exactly. Germany, Poland. I mean, hot dogs from these areas, Bavarian areas, so it seems to be. But we made hot dogs are like when you go downtown, there are hot dog stands everywhere. Like you have kebab stands everywhere else. We have hot dog stands. So.
Oh boy.
But there's a fish stew.
A fish stew.
Oh, there's a fish stew with potatoes and you bake it in the oven. You mash potatoes and fish together with onions and black pepper and some butter, and then you basically put some shredded cheese on top of it, and you put it in the oven and just grill it until it's like brown on top, and you serve it with some rye bread, and that's probably my favorite Iceland dish.
I'm gonna have to note this down.
I'll send you the name of it. It's called plokkfiskur.
All right, I'll be sure to Americanize the name so I don't sound So
Can you say it? Let's do it. Plokkfiskur.
Plokkfiskur.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, I'll have to rub that into my friend's face. The one that makes fun of me with pronouncing Icelandic. Yeah, you hear that, Helgi? He'll hear this. He'll see this.
Yeah, take that, Helgi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he live in Iceland?
Yeah, he lives in Reykjavik, I believe.
Yeah, I live in Garðabær, which is like one of the small towns around Reykjavik, the capital area.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you've seen him before. You know, you see a dude walking around with long blonde hair, real skinny.
No, that never happens in Iceland. We don't have those people here, those long blonde-haired people. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I figured it was worth a shot. Might have to cut that part out, incriminating Helgi. Everybody's gonna be like, "Oh no, are you Helgi? No, I'm Eiríkur." People are gonna walk around Iceland and look at every long-haired blonde person they see.
Precisely.
We got the last formal question on here. Someone asked, "Do you wear shoes?"
Yeah, I do wear shoes. Yes, I think it's, yeah, I think shoes are very important. Although I'm not too, I'm not too picky on shoes. I just buy shoes and then I wear them until there's a hole, and then I go, "Aw."
Same here. I can't fathom the people that they spend like those $800 on those like brand name shoes and all that kind of thing. I'll just buy like those like $20 like ones that aren't awful.
Yeah. Like if you buy $200 shoes, you go outside, somebody's gonna step on them accidentally and put a scratch on them, and you're gonna feel bad. And I'd just rather have shoes than I know that it's okay to put a scratch on.
Yeah, no. Some of these questions, I at first I was contemplating asking them to you depending on how formal this interview is, but how far we've delved, I figured, you know what, we just went all out on them. But I think the reason the person asked that question was because the Jormungandr actually doesn't wear shoes, which is crazy to think about, walking around, especially like on the snow and stuff.
But he's like put acid on his feet so he can't feel the ground anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all weird stuff.
Yeah. So would the next question be, what is your favorite number?
You know what? It is now. What is your favorite number, Mr. Bjarni?
It's a 1, because it can be used for everything.
All right. Great answer. Great answer. But that's pretty much all of our that's pretty much all the questions that I had written down here. We actually do have this tradition that you've probably heard if you watch the other interviews, where there's a little inside joke among the For Honor community where we have the voice actors say in their character voice, "Lamau get bodied," which is it's just a little inside joke.
I heard this.
I know it's probably it's probably 7 p.m. in Iceland right now. I don't know if you don't want to wake anybody, so.
No, it's in the evening, so I kicked my family out and I put my parrots in the bedroom so they wouldn't make noises while we're doing this. And I'm a little bit worried that my voice will be heard around the building if I do this. Let's see. So Lamau get bodied. Okay. I'm gonna have to work up to it. Sorry. I'll give it a couple of tries. I'll move away from the microphone so I won't explode everything.
It's okay. We can cut like the build up out if you want.
Okay. And you just tell me if the mic is exploding, I'll back away further.
Okay.
Lamau get bodied!
That one sounded perfect. That was, wow. I'm taken aback because, I've just been talking to you for, the past hour and, sounding like that. I'm at a loss for words. That's impressive. That's really impressive.
It wasn't, a little bit, I was worried that I needed to warm up a little bit more for that. But I'm surprised that it came out,
Maybe you're just naturally crackhead Viking.
Yeah, apparently. But I'm sorry. It has the it does not have the full Icelandic accent. So
Oh no, it's totally fine. That sounded amazing. Everyone's gonna love it.
Because if you know if you listen to me right now and in your friend Helgi, you'll know that the Icelandic accent is more like it is very prominent, and you will hear it very, very hard. You have these rolling R's when you're saying things, and it's kind of hard to understand people that are speaking it. And yeah, people often mistake Icelandic people for Finnish people.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is.
I get that. In the there was actually this movie I think that Olafur was in. It was The Spy Who Dumped Me. He played a Finnish backpacker.
Yeah.
But
he's a funny guy.
Yeah, the thing with that too, I always one thing that I'll make fun of, I make fun of Helgi specifically, but I'll extend it to all Icelandic people ever so cautiously. But it sounds like you use so much breath in like one sentence with the amount, like, I don't know, it just sounds uncomfortable to me, like when you say a word and you kind of have that like after it, like like the outwards breath.
Yeah, there's the inward speaking in Icelandic when you're speaking to a person, they start doing that. Or is that what you're talking about?
No. Like you know how your two L's together sound like an LT?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, like the part at the end. It just sounds like your lungs are emptying to me.
Yeah, like Icelandic people, they were making fun of people from Swahili for doing their clicking sound, and I'm like trying to explain to them, we do this as well, and they're like, oh yeah, we do. We do that.
Everyone's got their own thing.
And it's so funny, like you'll have the same word, Palli, which is a name of a guy called Páll. So the short version of Páll is Palli, which is more letters, and but doesn't have the Páll.
Real.
I'll write it in the. Here we go.
I'll be sure to put that on the screen.
Yeah, so you have it that. So the top one has the DHL H sound, and the bottom one has the L sound.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. Yeah, no, I've always been like really into language in general. That's how I kind of started my YouTube channel with all this kind of thing. I've tried to learn Icelandic for about a year. Got a little ways into it. Kind of gave up a bit, but
yeah. I say learning Icelandic, it's easy to learn, hard to master.
Okay.
It's because like you can learn the basics of it, but then it comes to like every word has a different sex.
Yeah.
And then you ask, well, why is it this sex? And then you go, oh, it's because it ends with a you are. Oh, so is that with all words that end with you are? No. It's not a rule. It's a So you'll have okay, but why is this letter? Why is this word a feminine word? Well, because it ends with this. But that's you are. Yes, this is one of the exceptions. And so like Icelandic has like all these really, really easy rules and then a lot of exceptions.
Yeah. I found myself actually being able to understand just ever so slightly picking out a few words from people speaking Icelandic, but I can't speak it at all.
So there's the two Icelandic letters. It's a thot. I've sent that to you now, and eth, which is this one.
Yeah.
And
my American way of pronouncing eth and thorn.
Basically, the difference between them, the sound is like they're both pronounced th, but they are the same difference as in the word bathe and bath.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah,
so
I get what you mean.
The thotn is bath, and the eth is bathe. So that's the difference in where you hear the sound difference. But thotn is always at the beginning of a word. It's never inside a word. Except for the words Alþingi, íþróttir, and then so the list goes on. So there's like, it's never at the front of a word except for
what it is.
Have like, yeah. So that's the rules in Icelandic language. So I think, but language is so much fun, and my dream is to learn like Japanese or or Mandarin Chinese or something like that. I would love to learn.
Hey man, for honor, got both of those languages.
Yeah, I know. No. So yeah.
Hey, if you ever want to take Latin lessons, I'm I don't want to say I'm fluent, but I'm pretty conversational. There was actually,
Alright.
you know how people always say like you can't speak Latin, you can only like write or read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of friends and I, we took that to spite, and we
Ooh.
started like trying to have like whole conversations in Latin, and it worked out pretty well. And trying to develop like I guess you could quote unquote a Latin accent.
Yeah.
Still in the works, but
Does anybody know what the Latin accent is actually?
they're speculating it kind of sounds like French, sort of.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like,
But like Icelandic is called Gammelnorsk, or at least we can read books that are written in Gammelnorsk, which is Old Norwegian, which is about 1,000 years old. So we can still read books from the time that we start colonizing Iceland, and then we
it's
have like
crazy how that happens.
we've been under the rule of Denmark for a really long time, and this at the same time like
Denmark.
Faroe Islands was under the rule of are still under the rule of Denmark, and they have their independence slowly. But Faroese and Icelandic are fairly similar languages, but when we meet up and start talking to each other, we don't use Icelandic or Faroese because some of the words that we use in the other language are used as profanities. So we are always like, poop jokes become really funny, and so we just speak English to each other, just to steer away from laughing at each other's languages.
I've heard a similar thing with Portuguese, because apparently one of my friends one of my friends from Brazil, and apparently the word for woman in Portugal is the word for like whore in Brazil. So
yeah,
some of those differences.
And like in Spain and Mexico, there are similar things going on there. There are words that are used differently.
Yeah, it's honestly pretty cool, but I would not want to accidentally say the wrong thing to somebody. So
no,
I'm trying to get up there with that.
Yeah.
I've been learning Spanish, I've been learning Latin, and I've been trying to learn Italian for a little bit just in case.
Wow.
But honestly, one of the things I envy about Icelandic people the most is like you guys are just naturally bilingual with Icelandic and English. Like just knowing two languages, like what do you dream in? I kind of wanted to know that. What language do you dream in?
Well, while we're dreaming, we have a remote control, and you can just switch between the languages, like when you're watching a DVD. No,
naturally.
That's not what I was. I don't know. I think, when you're dreaming, you are dreaming in feelings, not in a language. So conversations you have and conversations you remember are feelings rather than a language. So. And feelings and the tone of a certain thing is something that you can understand. I do comedy, and
right.
I've done comedy in Icelandic, and I was warm-up act for Pablo Francisco. Have you heard about him?
His name sounds familiar.
Is American Hispanic comedian. He became funny for doing the movie voice guy. One man. One movie.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger in Little Tortilla Boy. He did all of that. And I was his opening act for one of the shows here in Iceland. Then I was his MC for another show that he did here. And one guy that was doing a show with him here, he came to me after the show and he said, I didn't understand a word that he said, but I felt every joke you did. And that was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, wow.
So, even though you don't understand what somebody's saying, if the feelings are there, if you, and that's what if you're sincere about your comedy or whatever you're doing, music or whatever it is, the feeling shines through, and that's essentially what you get drawn to, I think.
That's a lot. That's really deep. That's actually, wow. Yeah, no, I was expecting like some funny answer, but no, you took that to the next level.
I'm really sorry. It's just where
No,
I
no,
think.
no, don't be sorry.
Yeah.
That's like cool. I'm glad that you have this kind of take on it. I've never heard it before.
I think, but who knows? We might be dreaming in Latin all the time, and we don't know it.
I don't know. Who knows? I know.
The ultimate language. As soon as we learn it, we die.
Yeah, no, I'm just the worldwide language. I would say it's like, didn't they try to make this like one language like a worldwide language, like Esperanto or something?
We dream in Esperanto.
Yeah. Well,
They said that Esperanto would be the language that everybody spoke in the year 2000. Not seeing that happen anytime soon. The only language we around the world that a lot of people speak is gibberish and stupid, and
amen.
And those languages seem to be predominant right now.
Amen to that. Oh well. Best we can do is make the world a better place in our own ways, and help others when we can.
Yeah, look at the small miracles we have around us. Just imagine every breath you take, there's a bunch of air that goes into your lungs. There's blood cells that pick up the oxygen from your lungs and moves it around your body. You eat something, it goes into a stomach. Just these amazing things that are happening inside yourself. And, all of the problems of the world just go melt away. Look at the small things, birds flying around, grass, flowers. Our little world is crazy.
It's a real nice way to look at things.
Yeah. Try to treat everybody nicely, and hopefully they'll treat you nice back, and we get through this with a smile on our face when we fade away into the distant dark.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good life lesson at the end here, the moral.
I hope so. I hope I hope to be if my life winds up inspiring one person, that's enough for me. I hope. I have 3 kids. I have 3 beautiful daughters. One of them is 20 years old, and then I have a 18-year-old, and then I have a 18-month-old. And this is the things that give your life a meaning, and not your work or what you do. It's your family, and I hope that I can keep my family safe and teach them to love other people as well.
You must be very proud.
I'm very proud. Well, my eldest, she just moved to Berlin to start her new life, and she just wants to work in a zoo, and just very proud of her. I think
that's
really
great.
cool.
That's great to hear. I'm glad. All right. Well, that seems to be everything we got for this evening or this interview here. Do you have any questions or anything you'd like to say? You got any outlets you want to plug?
Well, my plan for the future is to try to get my show, The Magic Viking, which is like a comedy music show, a little bit around the world, and I hope I've been doing it a little bit online through streams. People have been booking me to do streams, and then hopefully when this COVID crap goes away, I'll be able to do it in person for people again. And I'm looking into start maybe doing a tour in the US, start doing a Europe tour, and I'd love to meet as many people as possible. So if you want to hook me up, find me on Facebook or find me on YouTube or MySpace. No, I
MySpace.
don't use MySpace. I have a MySpace account, but I haven't looked at it for many years.
Man, I haven't heard of MySpace in like a decade. That's crazy.
I think
But
I think somebody downloaded it with Napster and then disappeared.
Yeah, I'll definitely though. I'll put the Magic Viking up on the screen, and I'll put it in the description so people can see it and click on it. And hopefully we can get your name out there more.
Crazy. I'll leave you with a couple of jokes. You know the jokes in the genre Your Mama?
Yep.
I'm gonna give you 2 Your Mama jokes that I made.
All right.
So Your Mama, she's so fat, she's in all the Your Mama jokes. Okay, that was just a warm up. So here we go. Here's the proper one. Your Mama is so fat it took me an hour to swipe her left on Tinder.
Okay, that was pretty good actually.
Enjoy, my friend.
Hey, no problem. Hey, and if you ever want to play some games sometimes or sometime,
Definitely
hit me up
want to do
and
that.
Sweet. Yeah, and I can
keep in touch. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All right. It was great having you on the show, and I'll catch you later.
For you, all of you For Honor people, I hope you are not too upset with my voice and enjoy playing the Jormungandr. See you guys.